Hey, I'm Rob, Harvard Graduate School of Design, Masters of Design student, taking CS50. And I've decided to make an app with a VR component as it incorporates one of my major strengths. My undergraduate was in architecture, and I have a passion for 3D rendering and modeling. Um, the Staten Island Museum app that I've created was for one that I noticed at a local museum in my hometown, hence the Staten Island Museum, didn't have an app. It was only a website. And two, it builds on a personal user experience project of mine where I surveyed and interviewed a wide range of participants about their experience with art museums. So here you can see just the Google Sheets that I made that kind of comprise all the survey results. The interviews are on a doc, but I inquired about their use of virtual reality as a means of either visiting the museums or accessing their collections remotely. And my findings show that a very significant portion preferred the ability to virtually walk around the space at their leisure instead of being confined to panoramic images. Um, so thus, the app made with Swift was embedded with a native Unity scene for the VR option. So this you up here, you can see these two different files. Unity iPhone is the build from Unity, and the Staten Island Museum part here is just Swift. So design-wise, I prioritized the um, I prioritized the VR to be the easiest accessible feature with a distinguished call to action on the main bar, on the main tab bar. Um, so when clicked, it immediately initializes the Unity scene. It allows the user to move with the left joystick and rotate with the right joystick. Um, and the scene was initially comprised with room 3D scans that I took over Thanksgiving break, but these ended up being way too messy for production. So I only used the room scans for sizing elements. So you can see here that I cleaned up the room geometry with 3D modeling in Rhino. And this is just like a bunch of the art materials and the 3D scans that you can maybe see here. That decides to load. Yeah, so these are like the 3D scan original geometry right now. There's no material on it, but you can get a basic idea of what the proportions are. Um, so I built the model in here, and then I used Unity to render the scene. And I initially hand coded some of these scripts for the joysticks and the camera that you can see there. The camera to follow the normal of the first person controller in C#, but Unity actually has a great starter pack. You can, I can show you here. Yeah, a great starter pack in here. That's by far better design code-wise. So I'm using these for movement, but I wrote some adjacent scripts, like the exit button feature here. Like the exit button feature that brings you back to the home screen. So most of the information on the home tab is fetched with a Swift soup package. The Swift soup is a package over here. You can read more on it on GitHub. But the Swift soup package provides an API for parsing HTML. So in this case, the museum's website. We could get a better idea of what that looks like, at least with the data service. So here, the Staten Island Museum website is in there, and then it fetches each article via the name of the class or the attributes and grabs each individual HTML element. So although there actually is a bug here, as the app does not cache the fetched information yet, and occasionally will not show the fetched post. So that's something I'll need to develop. But and also a few days ago, they had a holiday post up that has been replaced with the first one here. So it's pretty exciting to see the updating in real time of when the app opens or the home tab is clicked. And then the footer here is actually not using a Swift tab group because the built-in tabs are actually pretty limited in graphics. They look a little too Apple-y. I had LLs to elaborate on that, but so I made a custom footer that uses an environmental variable. You can see here that tracks the foregrounded tab, so the home case. And for now, the header is not completely built yet, as the burger menu and the search buttons are simply buttons with no actions. So if you tap it, nothing really happens. But the header view is linked into the content view, so you can see here. So with eventually it'll be coded to be responsive. And the app is completely responsive for both iPhones and iPads in the vertical orientation for now, but I added environmental awareness for light and dark mode. So you can see here, light and dark mode, it updates so that the app provides more customization per the user. And accessibility wise, screen readers should be able to read all the text, but I need to integrate labels for each fetched image, which I think was in the website HTML. So all elements are well contrasted for those with less vision abilities. And for next steps, I think I want to finish all the obvious unfinished tabs in the main menu, the caching framework, but also develop a system for the VR element that when a user clicks a sculpture art piece, a window pops up with screen readable information on the art, and also maybe a high quality image for someone to zoom in on of the desired subject. So all in all, I think I'm very excited to keep working on this project. And I'll link some related topics in the description. If you're curious, let me know if you have any questions in the comments. All right, thank you.